Hello everyone, this is Jen from Burnout to Breakthrough. So I'm just trying to reposition my phone, make sure it doesn't fall down. I was encouraged to use my phone on this live today as opposed to using my desktop, my Mac. I'm not keen using my phone because it's just comes with its own problems. I'm just trying to balance it because I haven't actually got a selfie stick or a stand for it yet, but I'm looking very white and pale actually. Oh. Okay, last time I went live about a minute ago, it kept cutting out, but this seems to be okay. So I'm just gonna run with this this video. Okay, so yeah, Jen from Burnout to Breakthrough. So I help busy entrepreneurs and hardworking professionals recover from business burnout. So recover from the damaging effects of stress that someone might be feeling either at their workplace or whilst they're running their business. And I'm basically wanting to pass on my experiences with business burnout, which actually led to my depression, and help them get back into control and learning the techniques that are needed in order to become an athlete in today's modern world, because I feel we need to be strong. We need to be able to have the wits about us to to continue doing what we really want to strive to do in life. It seems there's quite a common trait with us entrepreneurs where we're very passionate, and we might have the brush of the perfectionism type trait, which can actually bite us in the bum a few times, but it seems that the passion can get in the way, and us high achievers can get ourselves into trouble health-wise when it comes to taking on too much, juggling all those balls in the air. And I'm here to let you know that if you are experiencing the negative effects of stress, whether it's headaches or bad moods or challenging relationships you might have in your life, or anything like that really, if you feel like stress is really interfering at the moment with your family life, your social life or your business life, then yeah, just to let you know that you are not alone, because I've been there, seen it, done it, got depressed over it, and I'm here to help you. So I'm going to make sure I follow my my script and get everything going in this half an hour. So I'm just going to get you to think, like, when was the last time you experienced the magic, that flow, that feeling that everything is just working out for you? And now, if it's been a while for you, then okay, that's actually a common experience with a lot of us. But if you have answered yes to that, then great, you're totally in your sweet spot, so you don't need to make any changes. But for those who want to get back into that, that great feeling of, feeling like everything's working out for you and you feel on top of your game, that's where you can get to. People have experienced it before, and that's where they want to strive to get to, because at the end of the day, we all just want to be happy, don't we? And we all want to do good at what we're, created on this earth to do. But sometimes the modern day stresses can interfere, as mentioned. So I want to help you get out of your rut. If you're feeling stuck, like a lot of us do right now, don't worry, there's hope. So yeah, like, what happens when we are stressed? Well, we all have a brain that actually operates in the same way when subject to stress. So when we're stressed, the fear response mechanism called the amygdala kicks in, and it sends the chemicals and excuse me, I've got a message here. Oh, I should shut my windows down right when I'm doing this. 1 second. Why won't it shut for me? Yeah, sorry about that. 1 sec. Yep, sorry. Yeah, so basically sends chemicals to the motor cortex, which then actually shuts down. So when you're feeling stressed, you either feel like you want to freeze or fight or run away. So imagine last time you had an argument with someone, whether it's your business partner or your husband or your friend even. Are you a fighter, or are you the person that runs away, or are you the person that freezes? Well, just to let you know, I am a bit of a fighter. I like to have it all out there and then we can move on to the next thing. So yeah, that is basically everyone's response to stress. But what people tend to not realise is that actually these chemicals that get released in electrical signals, it actually becomes pretty addictive for the brain. So without realising, you're actually walking around trying to find stressful situations because you're just living off the stress. And hands up, that's actually been me in the past without realising. So yeah, you are 90% there if you are aware of what's going on. So if you have a bit of a moment where you're, shouting, or you're just running away from a situation because you just can't handle it, that lets you know that you are stressed. And that is when you need to introduce the right tools in order to bring your stress levels down, to calm your nervous system, and to basically let your body know that you're not in danger. Because, this whole rush of cortisol that everyone knows about and talks about when we're stressed, it's a great, inbuilt mechanism we have, us beings. Prepares us for stressful situations. But, back in the day, it was, for running away from, large predators. But, that translates in today's world as bosses at work, or, spouses that you're not getting on with, or, the continuous flow of bills coming through the door. So, it always seems like we're in that fight or flight stage, and it is really just important now to understand what's going on. And don't feel bad if you're feeling all these emotions and negative impacts of the stress, because we just need to simply learn how to calm our bodies down. And that's what I'm here for you to do. So that's what happens to the body and the mind when we're feeling stressed. And yeah, there's like this facts that I always work on because it's absolutely crazy. So it's between 75 and 90% of all doctor visits are due to stress-related illnesses. And the number of working days lost due to stress in the UK alone, back in 2017, so last year, was 12.5 million. So it has a massive impact on the economy, a massive impact on us small business owners. It's quite an epidemic, really. And if you leave stress unchecked and you're just not looking out for yourself, it can lead to really, really bad problems. I mean, as mentioned, I've been depressed in my time from business burnout, but the headaches can get, turn into, really, really serious headaches, and you can, get skin conditions from being stressed. You can struggle with your blood pressure. You can have, problems with anxiety. I think a lot of people now are really open up to, these anxiety problems. And yeah, I mean, it's just a sure sign that we're just under too much pressure, I think, living in today's world. And we need to be aware of it a lot more now. So, I mean, back to me, why I'm so passionate now to help other people combat their stresses is a few years ago, I think it was around about 2014, it was my height of my depression. So I was out in China at the time, and I wasn't being seen by the right people, and at one point I was being diagnosed with lampreyfitis, which was a condition that has your head in a spin all the time. It's really debilitating. I think my first bout lasted for about 9 weeks it was, and it was tough times. I mean, I was in bed with it for weeks, and my moods were just terrible because I just weren't getting any better, and they couldn't give me anything. I just had to work through it. I didn't really know at the time it was due to stress, because then they were saying it was lampreyfitis, but it was still, I think I became really exhausted with the illness, which then led to my depression. So at the height of my depression, it was, the moods and the not being able to get out of bed. I think the the longest stint I had was 10 days in bed, and I had a couple of days where I was up and walking around like myself, and then I went right back down again into another depression. And that was just me. I was up and down like a yo-yo. It was terrible. And you know, I was coming back to the UK quite a bit as well, but I just weren't really getting the right help. And then when I did come back and found the right help, it was, you know, said to me that it was depression that I was experiencing. Now, all well and good. That took about 1.5 years because I was having MRI scans and everything, and you know, the Chinese didn't, you know, get to the root of it. So anyway, I found out I was depressed. Okay, so what do? Go to the doctors like you would do. And they gave me a course of antidepressants, and that's fine. You know, I'm not against antidepressants. They certainly have a place, but for some reason, you know, rooted deep within me, I just knew that was not the right place, or the right path, I should say, for me. So I took them, put them in my bag, but I never had them. And I was actually saying to the doctor, who's unfortunately now passed, but he said to me at the time, you know, I can't offer you anything else. I said, but doctor, you know, is there not like a stress management course that you can offer me? You know, I need help with like all the, you know, stuff I've got going on in my life, all the business responsibility and whatnot. And he said, no, this is all I can offer you. So yeah, I think with that experience in mind, it was just then my mission to explore other avenues. And you know, you can say I found meditation, or meditation found me, and that really did get me out of my darkest days, which is amazing. It's a shame I never picked up on it in China, but I was quite shut off to all that at the time. But yeah, it's my go-to tool for me. It's not for everyone, but it's definitely something for me. So that was my story, and that's why I'm on my mission to help people. So the question is, do you feel stressed right now? I mean, I have mentioned slightly, it is all about headaches if you're stressed, or you have like, you know, the strong anxiety feelings. If you feel you're always arguing all the time, maybe with your partner, if you're feeling like your emotions are up and down like a yo-yo, like you've got no control over them. Again, these are all sure signs that stress is taking a big part of your life. You know, I can also name a few down here I've listed because there's so many. You know, if you're feeling tired of being tired all the time, and if you're, you know, juggling way too many balls in the air, you feel like there's just simply not enough time in the day to do everything that you have on your to-do list. If you feel stuck in a rut, I mean, that's quite a common one, isn't it? People just feel like they're not going anywhere, like they're just stuck in their situation. Signs of stress, that. You can have fear for the future. You can build quite a picture, or you know, build up some sort of negative future ahead of you. That's a sign of stress. And yeah, I mean, these sort of mindsets can be quite debilitating, obviously to the point of, you know, severe sort of illnesses. So but we all just want to have a stress-free life, really, don't we? We all want to regain control. If you're feeling like you're spiralling out of control, you want to be able to feel you've got enough tools in your toolkit to be able to recognise and go, oh, okay, I need to do something. We all want to lead the life we want to lead. We don't really like to be told what to do, because if you're in line with all your, you know, your intuition, and to get that, you know, passion in your life, you want to be your own leader, your own boss, don't you? So you want to know that if you feel like you're getting into the rut, you can get out of it with ease, don't you? So yeah, so from my experiences, I've actually come up with a 4-step process, and it's so simple. I mean, I've learned the hard way, because I wasn't told when I went to the doctors what you can actually do to get better, to get yourself to optimum health. Things are changing slowly, I must admit, since a few years ago, which is amazing. But yeah, I've learned all you need is 4 resources, which are cardio, strength, balance, and good nutrition for vitality in your life. And I've developed this methodology to help you get from your rut, if you feel like you're in a rut, for example, and move yourself forward into your optimum health. So I call it step 1 as accepting burnout and preparing to break through. Step 2 is bye-bye burnout and hello breakthrough. Step 3 is the balancing act. And step 4 is boom. And how cheesy as that sounds, but it means what it says on the tin. Boom, you smashed it. You're going to get to where you want to be. So what we do in step 1 during the accepting burnout and preparing to break through, we basically go through a questionnaire and we work out where you are in your stress levels. Now, I remember when I first filled out my Are You Stressed questionnaire, I was really, really high. And a lot of people that are in this bracket usually share the same characteristics. It's usually because, you know, you are a high achiever, you're a perfectionism, and I've learned that doesn't really exist. And you're just passionate, really, but that sort of gets in the way of you leading a healthy life, because, I mean, back in my day, I used to work like all the hours, like, you know, till 2, 3 in the morning. It was quite stupid, really. Obviously, that's why I burned out. But I just had it in my head, like, I can't stop until my goal is, you know, achieved, and I'll do anything until I'm feeling comfortable or happy with the situation. It was, you know, non-stop stuff, really. I was, you know, quite obsessed, really. I mean, obsession to a certain degree is great, but, you know, my level of obsession at the time was obviously really debilitating. Got myself into a lot of trouble health-wise. So, yeah, it's really good to find out first where you are with your stress levels. And section 2 of step 1 is identifying your stress triggers. Now, I always ask to identify your 3 stress triggers. It can be anything. It doesn't have to be about work or your business or family in particular. It can just be your priority. So if I had like a magic wand, what would you want me to magic out of your life right now? So it could be anything. I've had triggers of animals. You know, they can be quite, when you've got a lot going on and you've got animals to live with as well, yeah, that can be quite a stressful trigger. I can find, we've got a current situation at the moment, the neighbour. Sometimes you just cannot choose who you live with, and even though we live in a nice area, it doesn't quite bode well with the neighbour that we've got. It doesn't really match up. So yeah, she's one of my stress triggers at the moment. And, you know, when you have kids, even though they're lovely little beings and you know, love them to death, but they can bring stress to your life on occasion. So, you know, the school runs can be quite challenging, especially if you've got more than one to get ready in the morning. So, yeah, I always find it's good to identify your stress triggers. And the third thing in step 1 of accepting burnout and preparing to break through, I would always suggest that you work out what you want. And that can be quite a hard question for a lot of people to answer. Some people just haven't known all their lives what they want to do in their life, and they don't feel guided by anything, or, you know, they don't feel they've got a passion towards anything in particular. But, you know, we are really good at working out what we don't want. So I always suggest, well, okay then, work out what you don't want first. And again, the famous 3, just do the first 3, prioritise your don't wants. And when you got your 3, just reverse them. So instead of saying, I don't want this, I don't want this relationship, I don't want this business, I don't want, you know, these financial problems, you know, turn them around and say, well, I will end this relationship and work on myself, or I would like to change direction of my business, I want to get on top of my finances, you know, that sort of thing. And that really completes the step 1 of the plan. And step 2, bye-bye burnout, hello breakthrough. When we're stressed, it's usually because of 2 things. It's because you either are feeling overwhelmed, or you are living in fear, or it could be a combination of both. Now, fear and overwhelm can manifest itself in various ways, and I've got a list to make sure I, you know, don't miss anything. But how fear manifests is usually you feeling panicky, jittery, like always on edge. That's you in fear. If you feel like you're always making excuses, you've got delay tactics for, what you need to do in your life, that's another way of feeling fear. Feeling of being doubtful, feeling of being worried, feeling of being confused, you just can't think straight, your head's in a fuzz, all those sort of things, that is you in fear. And if you are experiencing overwhelm, this can show up with you being a procrastinator. So if you're procrastinating over doing X, Y and Z that you need to crack on with your life, that's you living in overwhelm. You can also experience just you finding it hard to make a decision on things. And you are living with the shoulds. I should be doing this, I should be doing that. And yeah, these collectively let you know that you're actually experiencing overwhelm, and it's completely not uncommon. Don't worry if you're experiencing a combination of the two, and a lot of people are. So yeah, it's a sure sign, either fear or overwhelm, that you're feeling stuck. So you need to identify them, and once you are consciously aware of recognising, oh, okay, that's me in fear, you are 90% there. Back again, but it's just recognising it to start with. That's the hardest point, and that's why I find personally meditation and being mindful helps with situations like that. So yeah, it's good to identify fear and overwhelm in your life. And the second section of step 2 of Bye Bye Burnout, Hello Breakthrough is we've all got blocks. We just don't realise how many blocks we have. We've got blocks that are just getting in the way of us moving forward, and hence why a lot of people feel stuck in a rut and they feel they can't move forward. It's because subconsciously they've got these ideas in their head that they're actually running their life, and what's the word? They just can't get through their blocks because they don't realise. So we actually go through an extensive list of blocks. And I've got 2 lists, those who are professionals, hard-working professionals, and those who are entrepreneurs. And I must admit, us entrepreneurs, the list is twice as long as the professionals, because there's a lot of character blocks that might be getting in your way of the way your business is going. And that's what we work through, and there's way too many for me to talk to you about them here, but I'll let you know some of my blocks that I've got in my way up until now. And I must admit, when I first did this list myself, I had loads of blocks, and then it's just all about deblocking. And then once you get through all your blocks and you work through them, you'll find that your mind is open and you can achieve anything. So my blocks have been in the past: I don't know enough, I'm not good at marketing, I don't have all the answers, I don't have the money to market, I can't afford to get help, I have kids, I have to put them first, and you can't be a good parent and run a successful business at the same time, something has to give. Now these are the blocks I'm currently working through at the moment. I mean, some of them I've already worked through, but some of them I'm still looking into. So yeah, so that is the second step. The third step, the balancing act. Now what we do here is we look at your here and now, and your life can be broken up into different sections. So we get you to rate out of 10 the how you feel you are in these areas, and I'll name out the areas. We look into your fun and recreation. Where would you rate yourself out of 10 for that? Your career and work, your personal growth or personal development, whichever one you like to look at. We then rate also your romance and relationship, if you're feeling happy in that area of life. Family and friends, if you feel like you've got a really good support network around you. Your health, and actually we split that into physical health and mental health. I mean, you can be the physically healthiest person, you know, you could be a runner or a spinner like I am, and you know, be really good and physically strong, but you could have a really bad mindset. And I think that was me a few years ago. Now I've got that balance. We always hear about balance, don't we? But actually you can spend your whole life trying to get that balance right. It's not easy, but it's doable. We also look at the money area of your life. Are you happy there with your financials? Your physical environment, that means where you are living, if you feel you've got a safe haven or whether you feel that's just another stressful part of your life. And the 4 resources I'm about to talk to you about, so the good nutrition, balance, strength and cardio. So we look at, like, you know, how much cardio are you putting into your life, how much, you know, strength do you do to keep your body strong. How the balance I like to sort of use as an analogy for you know, yoga, mindfulness, meditation, that sort of thing, and where you are with your eating habits, good nutrition. And then, yeah, we always would then concentrate on your 2 poorest areas. So if you were scoring 1 or 2 out of 10 on you know, money or, you know, friends or family, this is what I would suggest you work on first. And I always think it's important to be grateful for your highest part of your life. So you might find that your career and work is going absolutely brilliantly, and that should be the one thing that you can be grateful for, because sometimes when you're stressed you can only have that mindset of, oh, everything's bad, everything's negative, everything's going wrong. But yeah, it's always good to be mindful, because there will always be some good stuff going on in your life right now, but it's hard to see that when you're coping with, you know, a lot of stress. And boom, the 4th step of my methodology. So based on the 3rd step we've just gone through, we would then look at your cardio, strength, balance and good nutrition in more detail. So we would work on your poorest score first, and that would be the one you work on first, and then you do the next 3. So with cardio, obviously it's really important to include into your life because it reduces stress. It's a great stress buster, and for those who know me, my word, spinning is the best for stress release. Obviously cardio, everyone knows, is great for weight loss and, you know, stronger heart and lungs. It's just an all-round good resource to implement into your life. And you can do this by, obviously I mentioned spinning, you know, you can walk, run, whatever you want to do, but, you know, you should be making it a priority, get some cardio into your life. If you were to have a poor rate under the strength category, you really need to understand why strength is good. I mean, to have a strong body, it improves your posture, because a lot of people now, like me right now, I'm talking to you, I'm on my seat, and, you know, you can feel the neck going and the back going, and, you know, it's all about taking breaks away from the computer. If you had a stronger body, it reduces your risk of injury, which is always good, and it enhances your workouts. So it's really important, isn't it, to, you know, include a strength practice into your life. And you can do that by, as mentioned, taking regular breaks from your computer, strengthening your core. There's quite a few simple floor-based exercises you can do at home, as well as go to the gym, find yourself a trainer. Or, you know, in particular, you can do like circuit training at a gym, which is really good. So yeah, it's good to incorporate a solid strength resource into your life. If balance is a poor area of your life, again, that's more to do with meditation, mindfulness, you time, and it's great for stress reduction, isn't it? I mean, meditation, if you've never tried it, just try it. I mean, it sounds so easy, and the actual practice of it is easy. No, not practice, what's the word? The actual how-to is easy, but practicing is hard. So yeah, don't get caught up with the whole, oh, your mind must be still and your mind must be in absolute, you know, clearness, and wow, you know, you should have space in between your thoughts. And no, I mean, if your brain just wants to run wild, just let it run wild. I mean, as long as you're watching it and just being mindful about it, you just need to be sitting in silence really for it to be a very powerful tool for you to use. I mean, there's a lot of gurus out there, and they are an amazing help with you know, a lot of people, but you know, there can also be quite a confusing set of practices out there as well. I mean, I've been doing it for about 4 years now, and I've learned a lot of things from a lot of people, and yeah, just to sit in silence. Sometimes it's like your body. Sometimes you feel energetic, and other times you feel really relaxed. It's like your brain. If you were just to sit in silence and just watch your brain doing what it's doing, that is still meditation. You can't not think thoughts, because your thoughts are always going to be there. That's the function of the brain. It will always produce thoughts. So don't think that you need to be getting rid of them, because you can't. Good luck if you can. It's impossible. And yeah, so you can do that through mindfulness, meditation, and making social connections, because us beings, even I'm talking to you right now on camera, it's so important to go out there and actually have a coffee with someone. So yeah, that's how you can improve the balance into your life. Good nutrition. We all know if you eat the right foods, you can feed off that energy of the food. It makes you look better, it makes you feel better inside, and it regulates your weight. We all know now, we're very educated, aren't we, with the fast food industries. So we know what to eat or what to, you know, stay away from when shopping at our local supermarkets. But you know, if you realise that good nutrition is quite a poor area of your life and you need to work on this, I always think changing up your diet forces you to become creative in the kitchen. So if you were a meat eater, for example, you could try becoming vegetarian for a week. Or if you're vegetarian already, you can try and become a vegan for a week. You know, these little tips and tricks, and I find YouTube just amazing for cooking, you know, recipes that you've never even thought about before. It seriously can get quite addictive, to be fair. So yeah, challenge yourself, try and master 2 or 3 just completely out there dishes, and see how you get on there. But yeah, there are always these tips and tricks you can do to improve your good nutrition. Oh, and eat rainbow coloured food. I heard that a few weeks ago and love that phrase, so that's always good. If you look at your plate, it's all beige, you know you need to change your your diet. So yeah, at the end of all that, we would then go through all your results, and yeah, just work out where you are with your stress, because you know, you don't want it to take over. If you leave stress unchecked, as mentioned earlier, it can lead to a lot of health problems. So it's all about becoming aware of however you feel at any one time and having the right tools in place to combat future stresses. Now, with your permission, I can walk you through the programme that I do. I do a 30-day programme, a 6-day programme, and also a continued development programme. It's called the From Burnout To Breakthrough programme. And the 30-day and 6-day comes with a money back guarantee. But what we would do before the programme, we'll just have a catch up, a half-an-hour booster session, I like to call them, and we would actually go through everything that we've discussed today. So just to highlight, we would go through your stress levels to see where you are with your stress levels, what you do want in your life as opposed to what you don't want in your life. We'll identify your stress triggers. We'll work out if you are experiencing fear or overwhelm. We'll work out all your blocks. We would highlight where you are in the here and now, and identify what scores you feel you're at out of 10, as we go through the Wheel of Life, it's called. And yeah, we then put you on a plan as to where you are right now in your life and how you can implement the 4 resources of cardio, strength, balance, good nutrition. So I only give away 3 after these Facebook lives. So yeah, just let me know. You can contact me via Facebook, or feel free to give me an email. It's jen@bpmlabcoaching.com, or you can call me if you want, 07872 940 500. And yeah, if you can get back to me by today, because I only offer 3, then just let me know. But just trying to make sure that I've got everything that I want to say. Yeah, I've been rambling, so sorry about that. I'm just really passionate about what I do. Not expecting too many people to log in and watch this. I mean, it's a nice day out there today, and it's a Monday, so a lot of people will be working. But you know, my little boy is at nursery, so it's my time to get online. But you can always play back on the video. But yeah, if you've got any questions, please let me know, because it breaks me that people are struggling with stress, and it's easily done. Anyone could fall into stress, anyone could fall into those negative behaviours, and everyone's walking around addicted to cortisol, aren't they, without realising. So yeah, I just don't want people to go down the path I went down and end up getting depressed over it. I mean, 1 in 4 people, they say, have a mental health condition. I mean, mental health sounds like really extreme, like you've got some sort of like problem, but mental health can just be as simple as a low mood or having anxiety. You know, you don't have to be going around having anxiety attacks. I mean, I have had one, so I know how bad they are, but it can just be just running your life through anxious thoughts all the time. So yeah, I just want to help people now. And I know for sure from my experiences that you don't have to go down the antidepressant route if you don't want to. You don't have to rely on anxiety drugs to get you there. I mean, these 4 resources are readily available to anyone, and they're free. You can make them all free if you wanted to. It doesn't take a lot to eat healthily. You can walk or run, don't have to go to the gym. You can speak to, I've got really good contacts, obviously John Robinson, if you want to, you know, do floor-based exercises at home to strengthen your core. And meditation, you know, you can do that anywhere, anytime. You don't even have to be at home doing it. You can meditate anywhere. So yeah. Okay, I'm gonna sign off now, but yeah, thanks ever so much for watching, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.